Hey everybody, this is one of the things I'm going to be doing today is we're trying right now in order to get to our pond. We have to go out on the main little road here and drive around to it. So I'm trying to cut a little path from the back of the cabin that'll cut through and come out at the back of the pond before I do the I'm going to end up doing a floating dock on the pond, and I want the entrance to the dock to be facing, the cabin back this way instead of the road on the other side of the pond. So right now I'm on the tractor, and I came through here a little while ago, and I was basically just driving over everything and pushing stuff with the front load out of the way. I have a box blade on the back, and I was just trying to get what I could. Now I came back down. Now we drove the side-by-side down through here, and of course you think it's wide enough until you drive, you get it and drive down it, and then it's not wide enough. So I'm going to go through now, and I'm going to trim up some of these trees. You can see the path right here that I went through, and with the box blade, but we still have a lot of these little limbs hanging over. And then I'm just gonna keep going down, and anytime I see I got my chainsaw with me, got a new blade on there, so anytime I see something that when we drove it earlier that I thought was in the way, I'm going to be trimming it up. So that's what I'm going to start doing right now. Okay, as you come down this way, the road goes back to the right and then back to the left. And on my tractor and on the side-by-side, I had an issue with this tree right here. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate that tree, trim it up, and make it just easier to get through here. Okay, this is what happened. I have a 2-pack of chains, and I took the dull one off, and I grabbed the other one that was in that package, and I brought it down here, and you saw I tried to cut a tree. Thought it was going to go through easy. It didn't. Started looking at it, and it was, I don't know, it was a used one. So I had to stop, walk back, and got me a new chain, and then I rode our four-wheeler down here just in case something like that happens again. I can drive it back instead of walking all that way. It's not a long way, but still it's hot. It's like 100 degrees, so that's what happened there. So now we'll see how this one does. Okay, that's how a new chain is supposed to cut. All right, this section right here looks pretty good. This area right here where the road's gonna go is actually part of a wet weather creek. So there's times it may have water in it, but that'll be all right. It'll be fun to ride in. It's never that bad. So this area right here, at some point could have water in it, but it's all rock here anyway. May trim that up just a little bit as we start going down this way. I may trim this up a little bit, make sure it's wide enough, and just clean it up some. All right, I went down earlier to my buddy's, Tim. I know y'all have seen him on our video, riding in the side-by-side and stuff. And his kind of new neighbor, George, he brought a sawmill. So they had a couple of big cedars, big old cedar trees that they've been downed when George moved over here, and they couldn't move them, so they had me go down there with the tractor, and I thought I was just gonna go down there and move the log over to the sawmill farm. They had cut it into an 8-foot section. So I went over there and loaded it, and then I ended up helping them run the sawmill and cutting Tim 2-inch thick cedar, slabs for his countertop. And we ended up cutting him. They were, pretty wide, Some of it was bad, so I mean he may have to trim them up, but we cut him 3 of them. And I wish I would have took the camera and got that, because I didn't know I was gonna be doing all that, and it was a really neat experience. If we're ever here full time, I'm definitely gonna have a sawmill, but that was an experience, and I really wish I would have had the camera, because that would have been neat to show. But we were halfway through it, you know, when I even thought about it, and I never did go back and get it at that point. So if we do it again, I'll get that on video and show you how his sawmill works. All right, now as we come around this next corner, you can see where I stopped the box blade. Just left a little mound there just for the fun of it. I may end up flattening it out, but I'll probably come over here, trim up some of these, trim up that tree, may take that tree all the way out. This little one right here I'm going to take out. Some of these low ones here I might cut off, and that'll get me up to there anyway. I mean up to that point. So then I'll reassess it and see what else needs to be done. All right, I got this part cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna drive the side by side through here. I think since I took out a little tree over here on the left, I don't think I need to take out that tree. Really don't want to unless I have to. And we come through here. I went over that with my tractor, tore it out, kind of splintered it. So I'll cut that. Whoa. And then this corner's kind of tight. I know I'm gonna have to cut this tree that I tried to push over. Cut these limbs. Cut some of those low limbs right there. And then you can see I have a little bit of trimming up down that way. So I'm gonna put the camera on this end, and I'll start on this side coming this way, trimming up, and then I'll turn the camera and we'll cut that road, that part. I got this area cleaned up, stuff thrown to the side, and we get up here to this corner. This is where it's going to start getting tight. I'm probably going to have to cut those cedars down, that with the ones sticking out, and then you can see that's pretty tight through there, so I gotta trim it up pretty good and then reassess it and see what it looks like. I got a lot of big rocks, stumps here in the way from when I did the box blade through here earlier. So this one may take me just a minute to do this one. Alright, I had a delay. The chain messed up on this. I had to go back, plus I had to get some water. It was getting hot. So I went back for a little while, cooled off, and put the chain back on, and gonna get started again on this. That's looking a little better. Looks like I still need to clean some up right here on this tree. But it's looking a lot better, that's for sure. So I'm gonna clean that up back there, and then I'll come down here and see what's up at this point. All right, this is walking around this last corner that I filmed. Coming down through here, it goes back through that wet weather creek. You see all the rocks right here? This is actually wet at times, but it'll never be deep enough we can't go through, or muddy, because you can tell all the rock. So that won't be an issue. Just had to utilize part of this creek from a road, and then it's gonna go right back up through there. And then the pond is down there at the end of this path right here. So I really don't have that much more to cut up. That piece in the road, and trim up a couple of these little ones, and it's pretty much clear to there. And I may go down there and make some kind of a turnaround. That way when we do, until I do the dock, and clear a path exactly where I want it, we'll be able to turn around right there. And I don't want to do the path until I know exactly where I want it to be. All right, this is my last video for tonight. Tomorrow, I'll probably get on the side-by-side and mount this on it, and then drive this whole trail. And you can see, this is the turnaround I just made. I brought the tractor down here, pushed some stuff up in there. The pond is right there. Pond's right there. All right, let me try that again. My battery went dead. This is the turnaround I just did. Coming from right there, coming this way. And hopefully the side-by-side will make this corner easy. I know our four-wheeler will, but... And then it's gonna come out and go right back. But I'll get on the side-by-side tomorrow and drive the whole thing before we leave. All right, I'm gonna head back. This is the end of it. This is the turnaround I made. So the pond is right back over there.